Nice.
You look like you're ready to fly.
Okay.
And then we make the music.
Huh? Oh, we both white, honey.
Hey, look at this. We didn't even know we matched. Sunny
oh my gosh. Look at the skin. I can't believe it. This is our day 30. Collagen plus. Look at Eugene's hair.
I'm telling you, I'm loving this stuff. I don't know. I'm sure maybe it was my imagination.
No.
Hey.
Yeah, one of my, members said also the white hair goes like a black now. Gray, black. Oh my God,
Hey.
Amazing.
If I get 1 or 2 more black hairs, I'll be happy. Anyway,
oh my God.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah, I see the difference. It was like all white hair before for you. It looks different.
Yes.
So you want to welcome everyone to our home real
yes,
quickly?
Of course.
We can jump into the meat of this tonight?
Of course. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our beautiful Long Island home. We're just so blessed. The storm went away. So last night we did a break-free Zumba. Isn't that awesome to break free and unleash after the storm? So whatever happens out there, everything gonna be great. And we're gonna start our new life today. So today we're very, very excited. The topic for today is the 4 W's to launch your business. Because right now the timing is so important. Everybody knows the collagen. Seriously, I do not have makeup. There's no time. I just look at this. All right, anyway.
It works.
So this is a product we are so excited. And everybody, we have so many new people joining our business worldwide. Taiwan gonna have a Collagen Plus, Hong Kong gonna have Collagen Plus pre-sale in October. So I'm getting phone calls every single day. And they actually look at our photos on Facebook and they do a journey and they say, wow, they can't believe the difference. So they use our photo to recruit people. That's what happened. Okay. So anyway, with all the new exciting things coming, we know the timing is right now. The most important timing in our life is right now. We waited this long after 32 years. We see company gonna double, triple the growth, and we're gonna create a lot more millionaires. So with all the new people coming in, how do we help everyone to get started? I think the number one, today we're not gonna talk about the skills, because the skills, how to invite, how to present, how to follow up, and how to close, how to training, we can do it some other time. But today, we're gonna focus on the mind. The mind is everything. Because if your mind is not at the right place, doesn't matter what we teach you, it's not gonna work. So we always learn, when we change the way we think, the outlook in our life will change, right? So, and when we start with new people, for example, we have Rick and Cindy actually in Mexico. Hey, and they're gonna share their story later on. We are just so excited for them. And later on, and we also have Shirley to share her experience with our business. So there's 4 questions we always like to ask anyone. It doesn't matter whether you're doing new skin or non-new skin, the 4 critical questions. You can write it down. I also have PowerPoint to show you, but I don't like to use it because I want you to pay attention, write down those 4 questions.
And this is basically what Betty had taught throughout her entire career. Some of you know Betty some.
Yes, but we expanded on that, okay? So the number 1 question is, what do you really want in your life, okay? What is it that you want? What are you looking for? Why do you join New Skin? So the next question is, why do you join New Skin? Number 3 is, what do you have? In other words, it's not what do you have in any personal belongings. That meaning is, what kind of unique qualities that you have that you are so different than others? And I do believe in our life, if we just focus on what we're good at and fully really focus on that and explode your unique quality, your talent, and during the process, you can help others, I think that will fulfill your purpose. So that's number 3 question. So, and number 4, so knowing what you want, and then if you understand what New Skin truly is, what it can give you, and you know your strength, right? You're gonna have the confidence. Number 4 is, what are you willing to change to really receive what you're looking for? Because this business, I truly believe this, everything is about personal growth. And if we know what we want, and then we want to get there, but there are certain changes we need to make because 80-90% of us live in the past experience, and what people told us is actually a lot of negative programming. So treat Nu Skin Journey is a journey for you to truly know who you are and become a better you, and truly really let your
let your light shine.
Exactly.
We all have gifts, God-given gifts, but most of them unfortunately are buried. They're like buried treasures. Okay,
exactly.
We've got to kind of dig them up, and each and every one of us have a unique gift to offer, or I don't believe we ever would have been put on this planet.
Right.
So you need to dig deep to figure out what those special gifts are.
Right.
And some people say, "Oh, I'm just that way. I just have a talent for this, or I just have a talent for that." No, that was a gift that was given to you to share with the population. And that's really what we want to do.
Right. So those 4 questions, and today we're going to emphasize that one question, because you got to really dig deep to know what you want. We can't give you the answer. Only
and most
you
people
know.
don't know.
Right. You got to look within. Today we're going to focus on the number 2 question. What is Nu Skin? Why will you choose Nu Skin? What can Nu Skin really provide you? Do you truly understand what Nu Skin is? Why can Nu Skin bring so much happiness and wealth creation for everyone? So if it's new people, if you don't understand the bigger picture, you're going to be blind, and you're going to focus on just selling products. And then if someone say no to you, or someone return a product, you're out of the business, because you never open your vision. You never truly understand what Nu Skin is. So that's today's purpose. All right. And then we have Eugene here. He is the expert to explain what Nu Skin is. So let me get ready for the PowerPoint.
And while we're bringing up the PowerPoint, what I want you all, including Wen and I, to hold on to is there was a reason that we joined Nu Skin. And when we get off track, or we get discouraged, or whatever, we have to come back to that reason. Whether it was to help our parents, whether it was to set ourselves free, retire, buy a home, pay off the home, whatever it was. If we come back and remember the reason why we joined in the beginning, that will propel you closer to your goal day by day. So again, as Wen mentioned, the first thing is, what do you really want? And we must want something, or we never would have joined Nu Skin in the first place. All right. So knowing what we want, we really have to ask ourselves, okay, so why did we choose Nu Skin? And I believe for me, because I thought it was the only possibility for me really to achieve the kind of lifestyle that I was after. And it wasn't just the money. More than the money was the lifestyle. And then again, I had to dig deep to see what my unique qualities were, what I could offer. There are things I'm really good at. There are things I'm terrible at. I know Tom Polisi's with us tonight. I mean, I struggle with emails. Okay, so technology is not my forte. All right, so again, we need to narrow in and narrow down to what our unique qualities are. I know for Wen, she walks into a room, everybody's instantly attracted to her. My own grandchildren run past me to say hello to Wen first before they say hello to me. But the 4th question is really unique, because what are we willing to give in exchange for what we actually want? Are we willing to go through the tough times? Are we willing to do what it takes? Are we willing to dig deep? Are we willing to discipline ourselves? Because it's going to take all those things, okay? If we treat this as a hobby, it'll probably yield a few pennies, for extra gas money or what have you. But if we treat it like we would treat a job or a business, and we know how to do that, because most of us have had jobs, and some of us have had businesses, we know that there's a commitment, or there'll never be a return. It's no different here. But the beauty about this is we can choose when, where, why, how. We've got the freedom to make all those choices every single day. So again, keep in mind what we're willing. So let's figure out, when you go on any journey, we have to figure out where we are, right? So the first thing we have to do, as soon as we get on our automobile, we have to know where we are. That's why the GPS tells us where we're beginning, right? So most of us, or a lot of us, I should say, find ourselves in a quadrant where there is no time and there's no money. That's the working poor. People are working. They not only aren't generating the money that they'd like to generate, but they virtually have no time. Or we find ourselves like a lot of people today who have time. They've been laid off, they lost their job, they lost their businesses, their home, but they don't have the money. Not a good place to be. Or you find yourself where some business owners like myself found myself in, a doctor, an attorney, where we're doing okay economically, but who cares if every night you get home and you're exhausted and you don't have time or energy to really spend with your family? Or you look at some people, and some people may be on a trust fund that maybe that's fortunate, maybe it's not, but they have all the time in the world and they have all the money they could spend. So what we have to figure out is where we are, and we all know where we are. We're all in maybe slightly different quadrants and where we want to be. And I don't think you'd probably be on the Zoom tonight if you didn't want that plus lifestyle. And why do you want that? Because it'll not only bring you the time and the money, but it'll bring you health. You know, one of the reasons Gwen and I, force ourselves to exercise is we want to stay looking healthy. We want to stay looking youthful. Because if we're in that business and we're 300 pounds, we need to change because the image and our belief has to match our actions. So we can't say, well, we want to look like Mrs. America or Mr. America and walk around being 300 pounds because our desires are not in line with our actions. So with not only time and money, but you have health, you have youth, you have vitality, you have the wealth, you have the freedom. And all those things combined is a formula for happiness. I mean, I think we can all agree if we had all the time that we wanted to have, and we had more money than we could probably spend, and then we had those 5 or 6, health, youth, wealth, freedom, and happiness, we would all be happy. I mean, we all know that.
Now, can I intercept a little bit?
Sure.
So when we do this, we got so excited. We had this long time ago. We want to help people. What do? We help people to live a plus lifestyle. So when we talk to people, we usually ask, most people say, I'm in the minus. So I say, okay, where would you like to be? They want to be in the plus. But we say, now we are plus, because that is our collagen plus. Is that your coincidence or not? So we now truly can say we are just in the business of plus, right? Okay, so that really answered the first question. Will help people to guide people through to find what they truly want in life. I do believe everybody wants to live an abundant life, but then they got to find a correct financial vehicle to achieve that. So that's what Nu Skin can do. Nu Skin is a vehicle, can give you this plus and plus. All right, so let's explain what Nu Skin is.
So just to back up for a second, so we have to figure out where we are. We have to figure out where we want to be, but then we also have to figure out why we are where we are. So most of us are in that no time, no money quadrant because we've chosen to be employees. So we have a job. Some of you in the business have heard this is called the journey of the broke. All we need to do is look at somebody who's doing exactly what we're doing 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 years longer than we're doing it. And that's where you're going to end up. And the sad part is that we're almost lucky if it turns out that good, because we're living in such volatile times. If we don't put ourselves in the driver's seat, we're finished. We're done, just like a turkey, stick a fork in it, you're finished, okay? It's not a place to be. But some of us say, you know what? I want to be my own boss. So I want to be self-employed. This could be a doctor. It could be a dentist. It could be a consultant. All right.
Real estate broker.
So what have you actually done? Instead of working for somebody on a job, you've given yourself a job. All right. So is it a little bit better? I would say yes, without a doubt. But is it ultimate? I don't believe so. Or because what you're doing, you're still exchanging time for money. Remember, whatever it is, you have a store, if you're going to a job, you're either punching in or punching out, and you're paid from the time you begin to produce till the time you walk out that door. So you're working constantly for money. That's not what smart people do because they know it'll never give them time. And unfortunately, we're not taught this in school. I went to school for business administration. Nobody ever taught me this. They taught me how to go get a job and help somebody else achieve their dreams. Fortunately, this business gave me a wake-up call. Now, some people say, you know what? I'm going into my own business. And that is a better quadrant to be in because now you own kind of a system. Maybe you own a store and you have a manager and maybe some assistant managers and what have you. And or you're a bigger business like a McDonald's where you, again, you have a system, a Starbucks to work with. But again, that's only going to offer so much leverage. It will offer some leverage. It probably will offer some time. But I guarantee you, if you were to walk away from that, the way Wen and I did for 5 years to vacation, you'd probably come back and not recognize the business because it probably wouldn't even be there, wouldn't exist. So the best way to do this is by becoming a business owner, hopefully generating enough income where you can actually begin to invest your money so that your money's working for you. Because what that's going to do is it's actually going to create an income producing asset. As a business owner, that'll do that. And as an investor, it'll do it even better. Now, a lot of people say, hey, real estate's the way to go. Great. Where do you get the money for real estate? Most people don't have that. Let me throw a couple $100 grand into the stock market. Well, that's great if you have the money. How do you get the money? I believe, for me, and I can only speak for me, that Nu Skin is the absolute best vehicle on the planet to do that. And network distribution, whether we like it, we don't like it, whatever we heard, has created more millionaires than any other industry. And that includes the stock market and the real estate market. That's a fact. So this industry works if you work it with the right company at the right time and you do the right thing with integrity. Because we know this industry's got a bad name because there are a lot of sleazy people out there in any kind of business. So we want our business to work, you want your money to work for you. So now that we've established where we are, we know where we want to be, the reason we joined Nu Skin, and we know that employee self-employment, business owner again is a little bit better. And especially if we're in the Nu Skin business, we're an owner of our Nu Skin business, now we're moving in the right direction. And somebody who's actually been in all 4 of these quadrants is one of our 4-star platinum team elites, Shirley Shu, and her husband, Dave. All right. She has gone the full gamut and she knows beyond a shadow of a doubt, and you'll see that in her belief, that this is the absolute best opportunity for the average person or for the person who does not want to risk a tremendous amount of income because there's virtually no or very, very little startup costs, with almost ridiculous upside income potential that can actually help you go from whatever quadrant you're in to that business and investor quadrant. And that's the sweet spot. So I can go on and on about Shirley. Right. I don't know if you have a couple of words you want to mention.
I think the most important thing is to know that business owner, that part is, and the investor is they literally creating an income producing asset. The asset is the system, or it could be the network. So our business is creating a network of people, the consumers, and they're going to produce product over again. So the more people you have in your network, the bigger your asset is, the more income you will create from that asset. And that is what we call a leverage income. And the one on the left, we say you exchange time for money, means that's a temporary income that's linear. You can never stop working. Once you stop working, no more. Where when you shift to the right side, money is working for you now. Now you're gonna have the freedom, the time and money, because now you are actually working on using the correct financial vehicle to create true wealth for you. So now we can invite Shirley she is a testimony that truly using this concept to create a huge network. All right, Shirley, take it away. How do you use that concept to teach others and help people to move into the plus life?
Okay, hi, yes, hi, my name is Shirley. Yeah, I want because that, reach them for that question. I really want to share a little bit about my story. I think when I came to US, that was 23 years old that time. And, I think everyone in every moment, you have to ask you, besides that 4 question, you have to ask you another question is, what do you have? What do you have? I still remember my dad told me, honey, if you don't work for people, you need to become your own boss, because that's like if you work for somebody, people limit you, and they decide how much you worth. But that time I was like 23 years old. I came to US. My English was just very, I understand, but I don't know how to say. Okay, but that time, and I want to have like a jewelry business, but I had none experience in US. That's why, see, I worked in the jewelry store for 4 years. But do you know, I was the only one. I think I was the only one in that store besides my boss. I told my boss, say, I'm here to learn experience because I want to become self-employed. See, when you hear, it doesn't matter you are employee or not, but you know where you're going, you know. But that's why after 4 years, I opened my own jewelry store in Manhattan. But that time I asked myself, what do I have? You know, what do I have? I have a good taste. Okay, I can pick up the nice jewelry, and most of my customer, they came to Soho, they told me, say, Shirley, you have the best jewelry in this area. But do you know that because of 4 years experience I learned from the jewelry store? Same thing when I thinking like that way. See, sometimes when you don't have, you need to learn. You need to learn the skill. Okay, but when I had my jewelry store, I really make money that time. But I know that's not the life that I wanted. But I asked myself again, where I want to go. In that moment, I didn't read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read that book after I started Nu Skin business. And that was the first presentation when Eugene showed me that 4 question. But I suddenly realized in my entire life, I was looking for, like on the right-hand side, I want to have a plus life. Suddenly, just like a Nu Skin just click on me. But before that, I don't know. When I work in the jewelry store, I want to have my own business. When I have my own business, I invest, I put every penny to property invest business, because that was the only way I know in that time I can have a house and have the rental income, right? Okay. But when I sold my store and I, stay home, become a stay-home mom, besides the rental income, I had no any money income, again. Then you see, when you're making money, okay, cash flow, you see the money comes, you read more confidence. But when you close the store, you only have that income. Sometimes, like I need to fix my house, right? Even when something happened, $5,000, $10,000 easy. Okay, my kids need to go to school. Even like a summer camp is like $6,000, $7,000. That was like all of my rent. Okay, see, that time I think it's not enough. The money that I made is not enough. But when I came to Nu Skin, I see that for Carson. I know, wow, Nu Skin is not asked me to become an employee, Carson, not self-employed, not investor yet. Nu Skin is helping me to become entrepreneur, business owner, because that is like you can connect 500 people, or you can have like more than 10 million or 10 million every month, the sales volume. See, that is the Nu Skin provide me. Okay, now I have a more than 500 business partner or customer because of the Nu Skin business. Every morning they brush the teeth, taking shower. Every morning, the daily basis using, okay? And Nu Skin, Nu Skin company give me like a 5 to 15%, right? See, that is something that I know before I started Nu Skin business. Since that presentation, I want to become entrepreneur. See, that time I was right away I got it from the first presentation. I'm not come to Nu Skin for selling product. Okay, but if you want to make a small money, for example, like a plan B, like a few $100s, it's okay. Like, a lot of young generation, they want to make a few $100s, but you have to teach them how to do social media, right? How to service people. Do they have that kind of skill? Okay, see, if you want to become a business person, business guy, you have to ask yourself, what do you have? Everybody have a dream, everybody have a goal, but what do you have and what do you want to pay for? Okay, I'm always, any moment I ask me same question over again. That's the reason when I in my team, see, I always say there's like a 3 level. Somebody, they want to making sharing bonus, they don't need to learn too much, but they need to using the product, or maybe they don't even want to using the product, it's fine, they are just salesperson. If you can see a lot of people, they sell Nu Skin well, but they're not using Nu Skin product, I'm telling you, they're using something else soon. They will maybe skip Nu Skin to sell something else because they are just salesperson, they not loyalty. Even the customer is not loyalty, even the salesperson, I'm telling the truth, most of the salesperson not loyalty. Who is more loyalty? Who open a store? Who start to open a store, become an executive? They royalty, they know how to take care of 10 to 20 customer. Okay, they see a little bit vision, and they maybe not good at a very good speech or like a teaching, but they know how to helping 10 to 20 customer become loyalty customer. See, that's the very important key to become we call like a, they can make in 5 to 40%. But you know why? If they can take care of 10 to 20, they can take care of more than 20, 30, 40. They still can make more and more money. But they still on the left-hand side, be honest. I think that is what side is like a self-employee become like, better than self-employee, because Nu Skin product is too good. They can reuse it again. We call like a consumption technology. They were using over. But sometimes, like I say, customer is not loyalty. If you just treat your customer as a customer, never tell them the opportunity, let them know maybe they can become become like an entrepreneur. I'm telling you, probably one day, nobody want to join you, okay? But I will spend a lot more time to helping my business partner to become a franchise owner. That is the most of the time that I do. But if they come with different goal, it's fine, okay? But I will let them do whatever. I will teach them and give them certain skill, what they need in that portion. But I'm always will tell them, try it, maybe you can do better. Try it, you might can, if you have more people, they might want to become like a franchise owner. Okay, that's the reason we always doing the teamwork. We do teamwork a lot. That's why I say Nu Skin, you can become like a sharing bonus you can make, but just like a employee, you working, you make money. If you don't work, no money. But depends. A lot of people like that, no problem. But if you want to be responsible yourself, making more, 5 to 40, okay, then you have to take care of at least 20 more customers. Okay, that skill you have to learn that, and that's not just a skill. It's like you really want to pay for that price. Okay, the final, you want to make more money. Please, you have to learn how to become a leader, how to helping people figure out what they want in their life and what they want to be. And they hold their hands, somebody who trusts you, give them step by step, teach them how to success in Nu Skin, because that actually is a duplication, it's a school. You just from first grade become 6th grade graduated, and you will become a professor. Okay, that's why I'm thinking for that. Yeah, thank you, Wayne, Eugene. Yeah.
Great job, Shirley. You're such a great leader. Thanks so much. And I know that you've digested that Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I'm delighted to hear that your father also gave you good advice. He told you go become an entrepreneur. So I'm sure he's very, very proud of what you've been able to accomplish. That's great. And we're proud of you too.
Yes. So that's how, in our business, just like Eugene said, when we become a leader, we are in our Nu Skin, we become brand rebel executive. And in this business concept is you have your own franchise, and all the other leaders that you have created, they are your franchise locations. And that's what we meant by duplication. Duplication is you got to become a leader and you teach others. When you have multiple locations, that's when you truly are leveraged, that's when you will create a huge income producing asset, because now you're going to have a huge network, like Shirley said, it's 500,000, it could be 10,000, could be 30,000 people in your network. And the asset that we created, there's no headache, there's no risk, because you don't really need, we are in the air, we are storeless franchise, and not like those big business owners. They have 1,000 employees, but they have a headache, right? And there is still business risk, whereas Nu Skin truly is risk-free. And it's sky's the limit. You can build as big a network as you ever want. As more executive or brand rep you create or leaders you create, the bigger your network gonna be. So what we're gonna do is share some of the concept that is also important for you to learn and duplicate, okay?
And while Wendy is bringing that up, I just wanna make mention that, there's an old saying, success leaves clues, right? Well, if you notice, Shirley read not on Thinking Grow Rich, but she read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I would be willing to bet you dollars to donuts. Almost every leader in Nu Skin, top burner, has also read that book and many, many others. So right. Success does leave clues. If you haven't read that book, go out, pick it up, and read it as quickly as you can, because it'll begin to reprogram your mind so that you're inching more toward that business owner and investor plus mentality. And if Shirley did it and so many other people have done it, trust me, you can as well, but you will need to pay the same type of price or a similar price that every leader pays. And that's disciplining ourselves to do what we need to do when we need to do it, and whether we feel like it or not actually becomes immaterial.
Right. So from here, if you want to move from the left to the right, one thing you just want to be aware, how do you spend your time? Do you spend your time to exchange time for money? You go to work, you get paid. You stop working, you don't get paid. Or you invest your time to build an asset or the network, which will create ongoing wealth for you. So let's use an example, all right? So what do? We're gonna creating a network, which is an income producing asset, okay? And how do we do that? So here is a key. It's never about how many people you know. It's all about teaching the key people. Do you know, last week we talked about Power of 5, it's the same thing. Do you know just 5 key people? Those are the 5. It's like you are the CEO of your global Nu Skin franchise business, all right? You're the CEO. You're only looking for 5 top quality vice presidents for you to build your network worldwide, right? Those people have the vision, entrepreneur minded, and they are willing, they dare to dream, they know what they want, and they know who they are, they know what they have, they know their quality, and they are coachable. And that's why when we say, are you willing to change? A lot of people, they are not coachable. Then you will not succeed. So always humble. So once you learn, then teach those 5, the business is about replication. Who do those 5 people know their top 5 people? You replicate, and then 25 become 25 and 125. We taught this many, many times. And the magic is now you're gonna have 20,000 people or leaders in your team. Our company paid to 6 generations deep. So let me just show you why when you create a network like that, it will become such a huge income producing asset, all right? So those 20,000 people, if they every month, they just use $50. I tell you right now, with this Collagen Plus, it's gonna be more than double of that amount. So your network now is pumping through $1 million worth of product every month. And you are the creator of this network, and your ongoing, what we call residual income, is 5% minimum. So that's $50,000 a month walk away income. Now the asset you have just created that give you $50,000 a month, will you imagine how your life will be different when you know on the 8th of each month, $50,000 deposit into your checking account? And we know we have people actually right here, even Shirley, her income is more than that a month, and so are we, many, many other leaders, right? So in any other business, could you create this type of income? Maybe not 50,000, maybe just $5,000 a month if you don't, because this takes time to grow. But the key is it's a residual in nature. So if say you don't have 50,000, you only have 10% of people. So it's a $5,000 a month. Do you know that asset value you just created? Actually, the worth is 5 million. All right. So it means you would need to invest $5 million in the bank with a 1% interest rate to receive monthly of $5,000. So we call this is sleep money. While you sleep at night, you get paid. Wouldn't this give you the plus, give you the time and money? You can walk away forever, the money still come to really do the things that you truly desire in your life, all right? So that's just an example from Taiwan. Actually, we started from 3 people, become so many, and become, right, there's 4,000 people, but in Taiwan alone, our team is 30,000 people. So we are not here to brag, but this is because of duplication process. So imagine if that is your network, that's your asset, you truly gonna live a life that truly abundant and whatever you dream about that you can have.
And you know, the reality is that we've actually done very little. We help some of those people on the front line,
right,
and maybe on the second and third level from time to time. You know, we're in contact with them, but we really don't do a lot, and we don't know most of them.
Right.
But again, every time they order a whitening paste or a Collagen Plus, bingo, that's all connected. And each one of those individuals that are sitting in that seat, that's not all of them, but the ones who are there, they own an entire organization. So that would be like every person representing a McDonald's and all their customers. So when people go, oh my God, how could you make so much money? It's about so many people doing a little bit.
Right.
And there are a handful of people who are out there really going at this like their life depended on it.
Right.
So keep that in mind. It's not about you carrying a piano on your back.
Right.
It's about incorporating many people to carry that piano. And at some point you get tired and step away, they'll continue to carry the piano to its destination.
Okay. So that you can put this on your dream board and visualize. Visualization is so important. That's one thing. What are you willing to change? Change the way you think, then your future will change. You can live in the future instead of think about the past that you're a failure. You always say you're not good enough. You live in your story. So if you keep on thinking the same thing, you're going to create the same reality, and your future will not change. But if you really just willing to change the way you think and thinking, wow, the sky is the limit. To live abundant life is my birthright, and I can have anything that I ever dream about. So you, in the morning, you can absolutely do some visualization, if you believe or not. When you think beyond your current environment, miracle will happen. So don't get trapped on your current environment unless you want to be trapped forever in the left side employee, or you just back and forth, you will never live the plus life. So when we do the training, when we help people, this is really to ignite your dream, for you to open your mind, open your heart, for you to be, we call ABC, aware before change, aware of where you're at. Okay, what kind of income are you producing? Is an employee, is a self-employee, where you should go to the right side, and what do you need to do to move to the right side so that you can enjoy the plus. And the other thing we also share with people is we, just sometimes we'll say, okay, let's look at your current situation. Okay, what is the source of your income? Okay?
Where's it coming from?
Where is it coming from? So we're going to say whatever that is. Maybe if you are an employee right now, maybe 100% of our income all coming from what we call a linear income, that you work for money, right? And so what we're saying, okay, that's set a goal. Let's look at this. Okay, that's ideally, if you truly want to live an abundant life, that's the goal that we set up for everybody. Your monthly income, ideally, 64% should be coming from an income producing asset. That could be like, if you own a McDonald's, right? You have all the McDonald's locations. Yes, you are creating the income that the McDonald's network is your asset. Or Nu Skin, the network you created is your income producing asset. What other example would you give? Like, oh, if you own the apartment
Yeah,
apartment
complex. That's an income producing asset because you don't have to be there 24/7, and yet you're still generating that income that's ongoing with or without you.
Oh, the other example, if you're a good writer, like Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? Robert Kiyosaki, he wrote the book 20 years ago, but still is still the number
He's
one.
Still making money.
Yep. And so he write that once, he forever receive income. And how about the singer, the song?
Write a song, John Bon Jovi. Right. Every time you hear a song on the radio, he's getting a piece of that action.
Right.
And we can do the same. Every time we sell a product to somebody and they fall in love with the product, they're going to continue to use that. And that becomes part of our income producing asset.
Right.
You know, Wen and I, as you know, are distributors, but if we quit the business tomorrow, we would never stop consuming the product and taking advantage of the product. So the people who introduced us to those products will continue to generate income. Right.
So 60%, okay, ideally, so you got to learn how to manage the money. You got to think big, right? Your income is going to be $50,000 a month from Nu Skin. What are you going to do with it? You got to invest that properly. So how to manage your money to truly create wealth is so important. And that's how we learn from our upline, like Teresa, KP, and Ross Collin, Dave Johnson, or our upline. They are like $40-50 million earner, but they are able to use Nu Skin money to invest in other properties so that they have a huge investment income coming in. And so ideally, if you are smart, okay, to learn how to manage your money, then you will use the money that you earn from Nu Skin to invest in the proper investment properties. Then hopefully 30% of your income is from those investment property.
So first what you have to do first is earn the money.
Right.
And you'll always figure out where to spend it and what to do with it. We actually have a friend that owns 600 apartments in Manhattan. Yep. How would you like to have 600 apartments in Manhattan? He doesn't have to go to work.
Right.
All right. His money's working for him. And that's what we'd love to see all of you, because we know you can get there.
And 10% that traditional income, it really means maybe when you first started, majority of income is traditional income, could be your salary, your paycheck, or could be you're the salesperson, you sell something, or your insurance sales, your real estate is a temporary income. You do a deal, you make money. When you don't make a deal, you don't make money anymore. The portion of your income going to come from that. So you gradually reduce that proportion and increase. You want to spend more time to build your income producing asset like Nu Skin, so that ultimately, maybe you can set a goal maybe 10 years from now or 5 years from now, your monthly income, 60% come from like Nu Skin. And then the 10%, the reason we still say the 10%, even us, we have so many customers, right?
And that's linear income sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes it's repeat business, but sometimes it's just a one-shot deal.
We just got to call someone that said, oh, we love it. Can you just, I want to buy more. Those are pure customers. And then so we exchange our product, then we get money in. And that is retail sales. That's a linear income. That's a traditional income. So those are just an idea so that for you to keep in mind what Nu Skin can provide you, so that you can not only have the plus life, but also create the wealth, this wealth that you can will to your next generation and next generation. All right. So on that, I think that's it.
Yeah. So we have a couple that were total strangers. I know some of you know Rick and Sandy from Mexico, and they're just wonderful people. And that's one of the things that Wen and I say in our gratitude statement, in kind of a prayerful way, not necessarily religious, but in a prayerful way. We say, "Oh, dear Lord, please bring new and interesting people into our lives each and every day." And I'm telling you, almost on a daily basis, people like Rick and Sandy and Shirley and Tommy and some of the people on the call tonight kind of show up. Right. And I really believe that whatever you believe in, whether it's God, whether it's Jesus, whatever it is, whether it's Buddha, is kind of like a father figure, right? We talk about our Father in heaven, right? It's kind of like a father figure. And if you were to give your child or any child a gift, and they were to say, oh, you know, I don't really like that color. I was the wrong size. What is your incentive to give that child more? You don't have it. But when that child says, so thank you so much, and they show so much gratitude and appreciation, guess what? You're more apt to give more. So gratitude is huge. And we learn this kind of later in life.
Right.
But the more we're grateful, and we're certainly grateful for Rick and Sandy, because I know they've been in some of the quadrants. I'm going to let Rick and Sandy tell their story, because Rick is a business, has been a business owner. He's also working for a company now. So maybe we can transition, unless you have any other.
But by the way, you talk about grateful, being grateful. We got Tommy right here. Thank you, Tommy.
Oh,
today
Tommy,
is a last minute. I say, this is all the ideas that we come up with. I say, I don't know how to do PowerPoint. He goes, okay. So we are perfect team. I wish you lived closer to us so we don't have to go through this email thing. And he's just such a magical, the beautiful PowerPoint you guys saw. He did it just maybe 2 hours before the presentation. So
thanks, Tom.
Yes, really appreciate your time. Now without further ado, we're gonna invite our dear friends, Rick and Sandy, to share with you why Nu Skin, what is it they want in their life. And by the way, we're very proud of them. We went to Mexico for vacation. We met them and they saw this, they joined, and they became executive in just 2 days. So we're gonna rock Las Cabos, and we're gonna be there in 2 weeks.
September, yeah.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Yes.
Can't wait to be here. All right.
And Rick and Sandy, because I know we don't have a lot of time. If you could just kind of say who you are, what you do for a living, why you're doing Nu Skin, and what the best part of Nu Skin is for you, and just kind of cover those few points. And if each of you had a minute, a couple minutes to speak,
sure.
This way people get a feel that you don't have to be a doctor, you don't have to be a mechanic, you just have to be an entrepreneur like Shirley.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, Rick and Sandy, yay.
Hey. Hi, everybody. It's nice to meet you all. And I'll just give you a little brief background on myself. I grew up in the Northwest in Seattle, and I also lived in Boise, Idaho for a number of years, and come from a financial background. I was a financial consultant up in Seattle, and also owned my own business in Boise. I've been truly blessed, really, to live now in Mexico and actually work for a fabulous resort company. And I'm also truly blessed to have met Wayne and Eugene in that capacity, and to have been exposed to this opportunity, because before I met Wayne and Eugene, I was not living the plus life. And I found out that that I need to focus more effort on the things that are important, that are going to bring me into that plus quadrant. And because those are the things that I got away from, I think, and I want to get back to producing income through an asset, building an income producing network. And so I'm really looking forward to that. It's and the main reason for that is truly the freedom, and the freedom for kind of long-term happiness, as opposed to just working a job all the time. And I'm super excited to be part of Nu Skin. I think the opportunity is absolutely incredible. The timing is right. The company is right. The opportunity is right. The product is right. It's super exciting. And again, I feel very thankful and blessed to be a part of the organization. I'll let my wife Sandy talk a little bit here too.
I'm the quiet one. Hi everyone. Gosh, the biggest piece of advice I could say is get out of your own head, because I come from a background where my father was a rancher, and the family before that were ranchers. And gosh, you get up at dawn and you work until sunset, and you just go, and you never get ahead, but gosh, you're working. And, I was a newspaper carrier at 9 years old. You're looking at the newspaper carrier of the year here. I was always taught you have to work for your money. You have to work. And it's like, no, you really don't. Like Shirley, I come from a jewelry background, and I saw so many new people coming along that would get so discouraged because they weren't selling enough jewelry. And it was because they were filling their head with all of this information about facets and inclusions and carat weight and color, all of this stuff. And they weren't just looking at that girl with a sparkle in her eyes and saying, that ring is stunning on you. How simple is that? So you have to look at things differently. Get out of your own head and think, what do people like? What do they fall in love with? And I don't want to swear. I come from the N word a few years back. And so I was so in my own head, stopping myself from moving forward with this. And as soon as I realized, you know what, it's not in any way similar. And this is a product that will actually get me the plus lifestyle that we want. And as soon as that happened, it opened it up for me. And for anyone who is working a 9-to-5 and not happy with the amount of money they're making, I got you beat. I run an animal rescue for nothing. So I'm the one that really needs the plus lifestyle. And I'm 100% committed.
That's great, Sandy. Thanks so much. Because I think you're in a situation where a lot of people are in. And that's why I think the opportunity is so, the magnitude of the opportunity is so huge. Because so many people find themselves the way Wen and I did, you guys did, in that situation, working from sun up to sundown. Doesn't that sound like fun? Okay, we have one life. I mean, that's not where you want to spend it. But you know, Wen had said something earlier. Right behind us, I guess you can't see it, but we have a dream board. And I think it's just so much more exciting to focus on your dreams and your aspirations than it is about agonizing over what happened in the past. And it's a real challenge not to do that. You know, you really have to, you know, when said, aware before change, because you cannot change what you do not acknowledge. But once you catch yourself going in that direction, you can kind of veer off and start to move yourself into a different direction. And the more you practice it, the better it is, you know, that you become at it. So great to have you guys on tonight. Thank you.
By the way, the one next to you, is that Mariana?
It's Mariana.
Mariana, would you like to say hi?
Oh.
All right. She is also our new brand affiliate. She speaks beautiful English and Spanish. We have just asked her to translate our PowerPoint in Spanish so that when we come, we're going to have the Spanish PowerPoint ready to present to the group. So would you like to say hi?
And you know, Mariana, before you speak, when I met you, your hair was down. I just said to Wen, I swear to God, I said to Wen, who is that pretty girl next to Sandy?
Come on.
You look completely different, and you look very young with your hair back. So anyway, I'm glad it's you.
Yes. Just share your, introduce yourself a little bit so that our people can meet you.
Hi, well, Sandy and I are best friends, of course. I'm Mexican. I have been in Los Cabos for almost 13 years. I'm a teacher. I do work from 8 to 3. After I met beautiful Wen and husband Eugene, I am convinced that I can change my life. So I'm working on it, learning from you every day.
Okay.
Good, you can do it.
Yes. So so glad that you're there. And then we're gonna have our spa event tomorrow night. Can't wait. All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Rick, Sandy, and Mariana, for sharing your beautiful stories.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes. So what we're gonna do is summarize everything today, and then we have a surprise to share with everybody. Would you have something to say more before I announce the surprise?
I just, you know, something I always say, those who work with me know, I always say that there's not one person that's smarter than all of us put together, because everybody has something to bring to the table. So I just want to extend a special gratitude to Shirley Shu, such a great leader, and Tom Polisi for helping us out, and all of you for joining us, and of course, Rick and Sandy, and Mariana for being on the call tonight. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, the surprise news. You guys ready for this? All right. I mentioned earlier, all our uplines are multi-millionaires. Okay. From
They're retired.
They are
Most
retired.
Of them won't work anymore.
They are. Betty is my 5th level above. Now she is the first Chinese started Nu Skin in 1988. She was the one that's responsible to create the momentum, the first momentum for Nu Skin. Without her, Nu Skin would not exist. Her and Dr. Wang. So that's when 1989, our business Nu Skin went from 50 million to 500 million, 2 years, 10 times growth. And we joined in 89. So we were so lucky. We were mentored by Betty and Dr. Wang. So we learned so many philosophies, wisdom from them. So everything we taught right now is actually directly from her. Unfortunately, they are not here anymore. But I always remember when we first started, and Betty will introduce us to her upline. And one is Dave Johnson. And unfortunately, he's also not, he's about 8, he would have been 80 years old, right? And then above Dave Johnson is Ross Collin, all right? So he lives in Las Vegas, and we become great friends, and we sometimes chat. And and he is the one, just like Teresa's husband, KP, is so wise. They are the true entrepreneur, brilliant mind, right? So they, both of them, use the income they received and invest very wisely. So Ross now is a billionaire. Right? He plays golf.
He has a locker at the country club. To the left is Bill Gates's locker, and to the right is George Bush's. So he travels in some pretty good circles.
Right. So when we went to Los Cabos for vacation, then we met Sandy and Rick. So when I was posting our beautiful, our own private jacuzzi, right, on our balcony overlooking the mountain and the desert, not the mountain, ocean and the desert. So we're just so happy. And Ross and Linda text me, say, you are in Los Cabos? We were just there the prior week. We just missed each other. And they said, we are building a huge property in Los Cabos. I said, really? So we talk and talk. So we now decided we want to go again to help Sandy and Rick.
And Mariana.
And Mariana, the whole group, September 11th. So we booked our trip quite a while ago. And we just spoke to Ross. They said, we're going to go to Los Cabos again. I said, really? When are you going to go? 2nd week of September. I said, which week? It's the same week. September 11th to 18th. We're just so thrilled. Yeah. But because of conversation, I say, Ross, we love to hear your story. Could you please be our keynote speaker next Monday? He goes, what do you want me to talk about? He goes, I said, you don't need to do any presentation. All you have to do is talk about your story. Because I remember when Betty first started, she really doesn't know English. She just speaks Chinese. And then, but through Dave Johnson and Ross Collin, those are called Golden Triangle. And Betty would she will teach everybody, go find your fight, go find your fight, go find your fight. So she will pack the room with all the people, right? But then her English is limited. Then she'll go say, okay, Dave Johnson, Dave will talk about the money and this, that. And then she will invite Ross. And Ross is the best motivating speaker. When he speaks, he doesn't even have to tell numbers. Everybody will just, he is such a big magnet, and people just, okay, whatever he says, okay. So that's how they work together, create this such huge momentum. So now Ross Collins, by the way, Friday will be his birthday. He's going to turn 73. But if you meet him, if you listen to him, you will think he's like a young teenager. He has unlimited energy. He is full of life, full of love.
He's a little bit eccentric, and I know most of you haven't heard him. I know Tommy Polisi has heard him, but he talks about how his checks had gone up incrementally. And when you hear these figures, make sure you're sitting down, because it's hard to believe, but we know it's a fact.
Right.
And you'll learn a lot from Russ's enthusiasm, if nothing else.
Yeah, we have even visited his home in Las Vegas.
I think Tommy was with us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So we are very excited. So mark your calendar next.
Yeah, don't miss that. Invite
all your guests and the prospects, because anybody listen to him will be enlightened. He will truly see what this business can do for anyone. All right. So on that note, thank you again for all the for Shirley, Sandy, Rick, and then Mariana and Tommy. Everybody have a beautiful evening, and we'll close our call right now.
See you guys soon.
Ciao, everybody.
Hey, bye.
Hope we can help.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Yes. Great meeting.